Hey guys, welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, Monday Night Raw Royal Rumble Go Home Edition. And we got the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend on Saturday at 2 p.m. from the great city of
2 p.m.
Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And we are going to break it all down. So I am Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. And Sean, how was the Go Home show for Raw? What are your thoughts?
I enjoyed it for WWE and their not so great track record of go home shows in 2025. I feel like they're starting the year off with on a positive note. I mean, there's a couple things obviously that we'll go through that I wasn't a big fan of, but overall, I think that they did a pretty good job with their setup, with announcing some more people to be confirmed for the Rumble and everything they've done to get us ready for this weekend and Riyadh season.
Yep, yep. So the main storyline of the show was, of course, AJ Styles, who's going to have his retirement match with Gunther this Saturday at the Rumble. And he kicked off the show by talking about his high stakes match, to which, obviously, if he loses, he needs to retire. He was quickly interrupted by CM Punk, who, made his way to the ring. They had a back and forth on the microphone, which ultimately led to the main event of the show being a world title match between Punk and AJ. So we'll talk about the match in a moment, but you had said this actually, and I think like once it was announced that this title match was going to like actually happen on this show, it basically all but confirmed to me that he's gonna lose on Saturday and he's done. Like he's absolutely done after this. But you had made some comments in our group chat about this, so I'll let you go ahead and talk about it for a bit.
So I'm actually going to renege a little bit on that. I still am leaning more towards what you said about him being done this weekend, especially after the title match. But A, the way it ended, and B, a lot of the stuff I've been reading online is still putting a little kernel of doubt in my mind that I feel like it's too early into 2026 potentially for him to be done. You know what I mean? There's still a lot of year left, a lot of matches left. And I'm probably when we do our predictions video still going to pick him to lose just because it's the safe bet.
Didn't we already do that?
But or we did. No, yes we did. I think I think I did. But I'm gonna put it out there. My time screwed up because you're right. We normally do our predictions later in the week, but I think I predicted him to Gunther to win. But I have a little, I'm going to say 10 to 15% that he may pull out the win, either through Gunther getting cocky and him screwing up something, or AJ just flat out winning. I think that it allows them to potentially do a rubber match at WrestleMania where I think it would be a better opportunity for him to retire. And I don't know. Like I said, the way this match ended and everything, I just feel like it wasn't as conducive to the story of AJ retiring as it should have been. I think the match should have had an actual ending and not the interference that it did. And that's sort of what has me doubting a little bit of what's going to happen on Saturday.
No, I agree. Um, And this obviously led to the two of them having the main event of the show, which was an excellent match. They got a good amount of time for their back and forth, but unfortunately, it led to a disqualification when Finn Bálor interrupted at the end and really just beat the crap out of CM Punk, hit him with multiple coup de grace, and this was all led by Liv Morgan kind of gaslighting CM Punk or gaslighting Finn Bálor rather because he wasn't able to be put into the Rumble. And she instead was like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, are you going to go and make things right and get yourself a title shot, basically? So, he obviously came out in the main event to cause that DQ distraction. But the match itself was great. And these two guys got, they have excellent chemistry. And it was good to see.
So the opportunity to see Punk and AJ Styles in a WWE ring is something I'm glad we finally got to see. In regards to the Balor situation, I think they're going to add Balor versus Punk to the Rumble. I think that because Balor couldn't be put into the Rumble itself. This way, they give him a title match for Saturday. It lets them use Balor. It gets Punk onto the card, and I do kind of like the story there. I liked when he approached Punk in back and was like, I didn't, you gave me my flowers. I didn't return that to you. And I liked that he showed that side of his character as still being a professional. But then obviously the gaslighting of Liv with the Judgment Day and everything, I like that too, because I think that's going to play into the breakup of the Judgment Day now. Because Punk said something about it too when they talked. He told him that if he wanted to be taken seriously and that he needed to be done with the Judgment Day and get away from the scumbags like Dominic Mysterio and all that. So I think it is real interesting the way that they're kind of like interspersing the storylines here.
Yeah, no, no, definitely. Speaking of Liv Morgan, we had another match set up kind of by what happened at the Saturday night's main event show between Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Stephanie Vaquer, and all three women of the Judgment Day, Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel, which saw the faces pick up the win. This match got a good amount of time. It was nice to see it was nice to see them all together kind of working. I was a bit surprised that the Faces just picked up the win here, but I guess it's a good thing because I really am not of the mind to have your title holders lose. Like, I've said this a lot on our channel, and I really don't like it when the champion loses a non-title match. Like, that kind of annoys me a little bit. And that's like an old Vince McMahon thing that they did like a lot. But the match itself was great. Liv ultimately got the pin on Roxanne Perez with the Riptide, and the match itself was a lot of fun. All the women involved in this are excellent, and yeah, it was just a nice TV match. And all of these women are going to be in the Royal Rumble, except for Stephanie, obviously, as well. So
So I think the champions losing is very situational. I think it depends on what you're doing storyline wise, when it makes sense to have them lose. And with going into the Royal Rumble, with not having like any other sort of title match for the tag belts or for Becker's title, I think it was perfectly fine to have the heels lose here. I don't think it hurts any of their momentum. And I think that they can definitely use it to play into, oh well, why do the women of the Judgment Day keep failing? Is there something going on here that they can't seem to get a win when they're working together, or something along those lines? And obviously, with all three of the Judgment Day being in the Rumble, I think you're going to see probably Liv eliminate at least one of the other two and cause some cracks there. Um, Probably, honestly, I'm going to put my money on Liv probably eliminating Roxanne. I think that
yeah, it makes the most sense.
I think that makes sense as far as like causing tension and everything amongst them. And obviously, it'll be like a spur of the moment kind of take advantage of the situation thing. But I think that that would be the smart way to do it. And then obviously, all of these women looked incredible in this match. Obviously, Raquel is the weakest link among them, but even she did pretty well with everything there. And once Rhea took the hot tag, and like when they tried to set up that double team move with Roxanne and Liv, and she just caught Liv while holding Roxanne at the same time.
That was pretty
Man,
sweet.
Rhea is so friggin' strong. It is ridiculous. I would be afraid that she would kick my ass.
And all of the all of the young men in the crowd too got themselves a real treat. And there was a tremendous amount of heat when Raquel Rodriguez broke up the Devil's Kiss on Liv Morgan.
Yep.
That was hysterical to me that she was about to do that, and she got booed so hard when she did that. I was dying.
Oh yeah. That was quite the kick she delivered to Vicar too.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that was funny. I had to call that out because I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
No, you're not wrong.
But we then had Paul Heyman deliver his typical grandiose introduction of each member of the Vision that we've heard before, to which he called out Adam Pearce to have his face to face with Braun Breaker. And, Adam Pearce basically apologized for taking things too far, and then announced that Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, and Braun Breaker are all going to be in the Royal Rumble, and that Austin Theory has a match right now with Rey Mysterio. So they went to commercial, then it came back, and ultimately the Vision got the win. Penta and Dragon Lee made their way to ringside, but the Vision just squashed them, using the numbers game, just creating all of that chaos. Breaker hit everybody with a spear. They called Michael Cole called it a super spear at one point, and yeah, ultimately nothing really happened here, and I think they're still kind of continuing the stuff between Pierce and Breaker, whereas almost like Pierce is afraid to like discipline Breaker, and they just kind of let the baby faces get wrecked here.
So where do you put this? In the good, the bad, or the ugly?
This was fine. This wasn't bad.
Because
I don't really think
I
like
kind of
I actually forgot about that, but to be completely honest with you, I don't really think that there was anything bad on this show.
I kind of put this
Even
in the
some of the stuff
meh.
we're going to get to in a minute. I don't really think anything was bad on this show.
So I kind of think this, like me, for this was kind of in the meh. I mean, the match between Fury and Ray was all right. Like it wasn't a terrible match itself. But my problem is you're gonna tell this story, and I really don't know where they're going with this. Of oh, they're Pierce is now afraid to do any of this. He's now kowtowing to everything that Heyman wants and all that. But they're just gonna let Braun Breaker get away with doing whatever the hell he wants. Like the guy is still a superstar. He's still under contract. He still has to follow the rules as set up by the WWE. And to the storyline of oh well, Pierce put his hands on him first. Pierce grabbed him to turn him around. It's not like he threw hands with him. You know what I mean?
Right,
And I get
right.
it. I get it. He shouldn't have grabbed him. But they're treating it like he like attacked him. And I don't really know where they're gonna go with this. And I'm concerned that whatever they're gonna pull with whoever was on the phone, the higher authority, is gonna end up like being underwhelming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't really know where they're going to go with that. And you're right, it could be underwhelming, but like in general, I don't know, this doesn't bother me that much. Like I'm not I'm not like offended by this story or anything else like
Yeah.
that. And I think it's fine to have these guys on. I didn't really I think maybe if anything they just used this as a thing to give Breaker a couple weeks break, no pun intended. Um
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole thing is fine. I don't really have a problem with it. So
I mean,
um
that's why I didn't put it in like the bad or the ugly, just kind of
yeah.
the I'm not sure where it's going. You know what I mean?
Hmm. The next we had what in my opinion was the best part of the whole show. And that was the backstage segment with Gunther and Michael Cole. I
Yes.
loved this. I thought this was absolutely Gunther is just man, can this dude cut a promo? Like this was absolutely awesome. He basically was like, what am I gaining out of having this match again with AJ Styles? I already beat him. And Michael Cole was trying to like egg him on a little bit. And then Gunther literally turned it right around on him and he was like, I want you there. I want to hear you call the end of AJ Styles' career. And he's like, you've been here a while too. Maybe I should retire you
Yep.
too. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was literally like about to text you like right when that happened. I was like, holy crap. Like what a good promo this is. Like this Gunther's awesome. He's just so awesome. This was such a good promo and I'm so he's just it's I can't say enough good things about it. It was great.
So Gunther is not quite to the Roman Reigns level as he was during the Bloodline, but I think Gunther has ascended to a point where he doesn't need to be anywhere near any sort of title picture for
Mm,
things to be as polarizing as they are around him. You know what I mean? The fact
hmm
that he was talking about how there's too many old people around and how too many of these old superstars around and how it's not their time anymore. It's his time and how he's going to go through and retire every one of them if he has to. And his comments towards Cole, I honestly, for a second there, thought he was going to do something to Cole.
I
But,
loved it. I loved it.
and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe at some point he does do something to Cole. Because remember, he did choke Cole out at one point
Oh, or was it?
when
No, it was Corey.
McAfee.
No, Brock Lesnar choked out Corey Graves.
Yeah, no, it was he went after Gunther went after Cole and McAfee
That's right.
defended him,
McAfee
remember?
got involved. Yeah, yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something again or if Gunther referenced that. And I think it is great, the storytelling wise. It's also part of the reason why I don't necessarily want Gunther to win on Saturday, because I think we can pull a lot more out of this story specifically with AJ Styles still. Like, what happens if Styles wins, Gunther loses his mind, gets into matches with people like Shinsuke Nakamura and retires him. R-Truth retires him. People who are that, and Styles has to be like, you know what? I'll give you another match for you to stop attacking people and retiring them.
I could see it. I mean, I don't know. They're really, really, really making us believe that this is going to be it for Styles. But
Oh
WWE
yeah.
has been known to pull the wool over people's eyes before, so they could absolutely do this again. So
I just think that this character arc for Gunther has so much potential.
yeah, yeah. And then lastly, we saw the Alpha Academy defeat the Creed brothers, the New Day, and Los Americanos to become the number one contenders to the Usos World Tag Team Championships. This was fine. I mean, if I had to put anything into the bad, I would probably put this into the bad. I did zero feeling that Otis and Tozawa are going to beat the Usos, but I mean, good on them, I guess, for getting an opportunity. And you know what? I can't really put this into a bad because we've been calling for this. We've been calling for the WWE to do more with the tag teams. So I don't want to be that guy who like complains about the tag teams when they actually did something with the tag teams. Because I kind of feel like that would be a little bit hypocritical of me. So it was fine. It will lead to a tag team match eventually, and good for Otis and Tozawa. Like I'm glad that they still use them. So it's okay.
So just going off of your point there, yeah, I don't want to bitch about it too much because you're right. We have been saying they need to do more with the tag titles. A little bit concerned about where Jimmy's been. It's been like 3 weeks now where we haven't seen Jimmy Uso. It's only been Jay. So hopefully there isn't anything bad going on there.
Didn't she just have her
But
baby?
no, she's only like 4 months in.
Oh, I thought she just had her baby.
No, I don't think she was due for like another 3 or so months. But
Oh, okay.
um, I mean, they were in Europe, and we know that the Usos sometimes have issues with traveling due to their
Mm,
history.
hmm.
But so that may have something to do with it. But overall, I mean, yeah, it was a tag team match. Yeah, it allowed them to showcase people. I think the big win for me is thank God it wasn't the New Day that won. Because at this point, I don't know if there's really anybody out there who wants to see the New Day in a tag title match again. I and like you said, good for the Alpha Academy with Otis and Tozawa. I know Tozawa is posting about how excited they are that they're the number one contenders because he says people frequently forget about them, and it's good to see that they're still getting a shot. I would have liked to see the Creeds win. I think that they're incredibly underutilized in their spot right now, and I hopefully down the road we'll get to see something. I doubt that the Usos dropped the titles yet, but I don't know. I didn't watch a ton of the match itself for this one because I had a couple other things going on, but it was at least they're doing something with the tag titles.
So yeah, so that was Raw. What is your final rating for the show?
Before we get to the final rating, don't forget to mention they announced some more WWE 2K26 stuff.
Oh,
We got uh, we got to find out that it's the year of Triple H as the
Jesus.
for the Super Edition.
You know what? That can go into the
So make
bad because that was
so
dumb.
make sure you Make sure you, actually I thought that was kind of funny, the commercial. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was pretty funny. But make sure you go out and pre-order it. I heard, I'm very curious. I'm wondering if it's true or not. Supposedly they're going to be revealing the actual cover person at the end of the week. I've heard a couple leaks that it's actually Punk,
Yeah,
which
I've
if
heard
it's
that
CM,
too.
which if it's Punk, that I think that's awesome. Good for him that he
Mhm.
has made it back and they put him back on the cover of their flagship game. I think that's pretty awesome. And I think it's pretty funny. I absolutely love the fact that they're focusing on the Monday Night Wars as their big thing this year. I think that was something that they should have done for a while now with their video games. It's such a prime, like part of the timeline for wrestling in general. I mean, without at some point we can do a video on the Monday Night Wars, but without the Monday Night Wars, we don't have wrestling like it is today.
No, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But that being said, and my nice little shameless promotion of the fact that pre-orders go live on that, so on Friday, so I'll be pre-ordering it. But I think this was a pretty good go home show. I give it, I think four out of five. I enjoyed everything on it. I especially enjoyed the Gunther promo and the Styles Punk match was a hell of a match. And the fact that we've never gotten a match between the two of them before was astounding to me. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, as a standalone show, this was fantastic. The main event was great. The segments all like, they all had teeth and they all pointed to development for the characters. We did look ahead to the Royal Rumble. I would have liked maybe some more teases for the Royal Rumble, maybe just another stupid little throwaway line somewhere talking about the walls or something like that to get us pumped for Jericho coming. But I'm fine with it. So I think with that, my final rating for the show is a Triple H's ego out of five.
And no, you can't blame him
I'm
because
just
the one
kidding.
year they did The Rock, and you want to
So
talk
that is our
egos.
show, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate it. Let us know what you guys thought of Monday Night Raw in the comments down below. Did you think that this was a good go home episode for the Royal Rumble, or do you think we need to do a bit more on SmackDown before we get there? So with that, I've been Mike, joined by Mr. Sean O'Neill. Have yourselves a fantastic evening and take care.